Hello and welcome to Gardening at 58 North. So this is my attempt this year at growing another giant sunflower. It's a little bit late, it is now the middle of July, so I'm not going to get the biggest sunflowers. I've been too late in planting the seeds this year. But I've got a Kong F1 sunflower here, which is one of the largest. I've grown it previously. This is a really good one and probably my favourite sunflower, and the reason for that is not only growing really tall, it also grows a lot of branches. So once you cut off the original flower head, it keeps going and going, you can get about probably over 100 flowers. I'll show you a picture now of a previous one that I grew a couple of years ago. So what the idea is I'm going to plant this right in the middle here, and then going to have lobelia around the edge. I'm not going to put any lobelia at the back. The reason for that is I'm not going to keep this on the balcony, it's going to go in a friend's garden. The back of it is just going to be a wall, so I just need the lobelia to trail over the front. Got some leftover lobelia from when I did my other tubs on my balcony, and the reason I want that to trail over is because this is a very ugly kind of plastic tub, and it'll be nice to get this covered up instead of just having ugly plastic. So the compost I'm using is just multi-purpose compost, but I've added a lot of perlite into it. The idea for that is because there's no drainage holes in the bottom of this tub, so I don't want this to get too waterlogged, and also just to keep the soil nice and open and loose so that the roots have the best chance of growing, because I really want this plant to do well. So if I was to grow a really giant sunflower, I wouldn't have let this get so pot bound, but there are ways to remedy that, and sunflowers are really good at actually sending roots out from their stems. So you can see down there, there's actually a couple of roots already starting to form. See, there's a little white root there, another one on the side, and a slightly longer one just down there. So planting this really deep in the soil will actually help it to send out new roots, which will help mitigate any problems it may have had with being root bound in the first place. But also when it sends out the new roots, it really helps with thickening up the stem. The deeper you can plant it, the thicker the stem should be on your sunflower. So I'll just get as deep as I can right down to the bottom of the tub there, and I'm going to bury the majority of this stem. There we are, right down the bottom, and then just fill it back in. As you can see, that's covered up a lot of the stem there, but that will do quite well. It'll really thicken up the stem, and I'll show you this in a few weeks time. You'll notice the stem should be a huge amount thicker than that. So lastly is the lobelia here. So I've not got a huge number of lobelia, I've only got 4 of them, but hopefully by the end of summer these will fill out a little bit. As I say, I'm a bit late this year. I should have probably done it a bit earlier. So I'm going to put 1 on each side and 2 on the front, and hopefully that will help to cover up the pot. But as I say, it is too late in the year. Should have really done this in May or June instead of July, but I've just been a little bit busy for that. So there we are, that's it all planted up. What I'm actually going to do is mound up the soil a little bit more around the sunflower, because it will, as I say, send out more roots, and I'll probably top up with a bit of extra compost when I get some more. And that's it for now. So I'll take this to my friend's garden. To say, he's got a sunny section against a wall, so it's south facing against a wall, so we get a lot of sunlight, a lot of warmth, and this should really start to rock it on. I'll also give this high nitrogen feed. The high nitrogen feed will really help the sunflower to grow big and put on plenty of big leaves, which will then in turn give it plenty of energy to grow a really big plant.